Hello, and welcome to today's episode. The Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant simply to be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. And when it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that is exactly what it is meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on a profound, foundational insight that is expressed in the form of music, which is usually played on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word, and it finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being exactly the same if they were both translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches come with their own disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a cat grab your tongue? What are you even talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out which saying is used in that other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. So the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that loses all of its intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea, instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as objectively accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both of these are useful as long as you understand which is which, and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 33, Part B, verses 13 through 22. From the domain of eternity, the Most High looks out, and he sees every single person. Even there in his home, he watches over every living soul who inhabits the earth. It is as the one who fashioned together each and every heart that he observes mankind, understanding the full context for all of the things that each human being does. And that is why any given king is not guaranteed a successful outcome, just because of the impressive size of his army. And even the fiercest warrior is not necessarily going to be saved by his brute strength. A horse provides a false sense of security when it comes to gaining the upper hand of victory, because its obvious advantage still does not assure anyone that they will be spared and escape the same fate of the rest of their comrades. But also notice how the eyes of the Most High watch over those who revere him, those who wait expectantly for his abundant love and unmerited mercy to free them from the dominion of death and to provide them with life during the lean times of famine. That is why we depend on the Most High, for he is both our sustenance and our shield. Our hearts revel in who he is, because we are banking on his perfect legacy. So let the power of your abundant love and your unprompted mercy cover us over completely, Most High, since we have similarly put all of our trust in you. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, he would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.